morning I am going to present to you the 4 essential ingredients for successful living. The first is hope, second is passion, and the third is persistence, and the fourth is perseverance. And I like to begin with hope, because hope is just an incredible energy. And when we talk about hope, I think we have to distinguish between 2 different kinds of hope. There's the kind of hope we have that can initiate and motivate us to make something happen. And there's also the kind of hope for things that we have absolutely no control over whatsoever. You know, I hope someday they have a cure for cancer. I hope someday we have world peace. I hope that we can learn to live together in a very loving and harmonious way. Those are all hopes that I have, and they're ongoing hopes. And that is to say, if I wake up in the morning and I don't see evidence of us going in that direction, it doesn't defeat them. And that hope is still strong within me in the long term. Then the other hope is a hope that actually motivates us to do something in our lives. You know, it's like goals or objectives. Any dreams or desires we might have, it has to begin with hope. And hope has to be a positive, active verb. In other words, it has to initiate something on our part to move forward, to just take that first step. Now, one of the greatest signs of hope that I've ever seen in my entire life is the hope that my cousin Ozzy has when he goes to the horse track. And the greatest case of hopelessness I've ever seen is when he comes back from the racetrack. But that's for another sermon. Well, a while back, he was at the racetrack, and lo and behold, here comes Pastor Sandvik from the Lutheran Church in his hometown. And he sees him from a distance, and he can't understand what on earth he's doing there. His mind started going around and around. He said, well, maybe he's here looking for sinners to prevent us from continuing with our wayward ways, such as gambling on horses. So he kind of hid from Pastor Sandvik and stayed out of the way. Well, as the first race began, the horses came down the track, heading to the opening gate, and he saw Pastor Sandvik go out by the bar, right by the horses. And when horse number 3 came by, Pastor Sandvik reached out, grabbed the horse's head, and blessed it. Sure enough, horse number 3 came in first. The same thing happened with the second race. And Ozzy began to think that perhaps Pastor Sandvik had some sort of divine intervention in determining who the winner was. So when it came to the third race, he went and bet on the horse that Pastor Sandvik blessed, his horse number 7. And the horse won. He made a believer out of him. And so when it came to the next race, the 4th race, he bet everything that he had on horse number 2. And horse number 2 came in. Well, when it came to the 5th race, Ozzy saw Pastor Sandvik go out, and he put his hands on the head of horse number 11, and he stayed there for the longest time. Even though it was an underdog, Ozzy saw that as a prophecy. So he not only bet all the money that he had made, but he went to the ATM, he dropped all the money that he had, he bet it all on horse number 11. Well, the race started. The bell rang, the horses were going around and around the track, and it wasn't long before horse number 11, the one that Ozzy had bet on, was at least 50 yards behind all the other horses. There's no chance he was going to win. When the race was over, horse number 11 dragged itself across the finish line and then collapsed. Well, Ozzy was furious. So he went to Pastor Sandvik and he said, I saw you bless 4 horses and all 4 horses won. How come number 5, the 5th horse you blessed, didn't win? And Pastor Sandvik said, Ozzy, if you would come to church more often, you know the difference between a blessing and last rites. Isn't life fun? And it is so much more fun when we're hopeful than hopeless. And I know that everybody in here has reasons to be in a state of despair. Everybody in here has reasons to be depressed. If we just pick up the newspaper, we can see things that really create a sense of despair and fear and panic in our lives. But at the same time, we have so many things to be thankful for. And with all those things that we can't do anything about, the best thing that we can do is just have hope. Just hold that hopeful place, hold that vision of what it is we want to manifest in this world and in our lives. Hope is energy. Now, sometimes people ask me what the difference is between hope and faith, and I had that question answered for me in class this morning by our ministerial intern, Greg Coles. And he said, hope is wanting something to happen. It's wishing for something to happen. It's a desire, where faith is knowing it's going to happen. So they kind of follow line in line. When we're about to embark upon something new, if we want to make a change in our lives, if we want some positive thing to take place, we can hope and we can hope and we can hope, but that hope has to be the motivating factor that leads us to take that first step. And once we get on that first step and we realize the path isn't nearly as fearful as we thought it was, or nearly as impossible or as difficult, then faith sets in. So hope is like the seedling, faith is like the plant that grows from it. The 4 keys to a successful life are hope, passion, persistence, and perseverance. So hope is great as long as there's a sense of passion with it. I mean, we can sit around and hope all day long that something's going to happen, but if we don't have that positive emotion, if we don't have a passion about what it is, hope is just going to be dead in the water. It's not going anywhere. It's just a word. It's just a thought within our mind. But it's the emotion that enlivens it, that quickens it with spirit, that allows it to rise up and begin to generate ideas and generate courage and confidence to take that first step. So all the hope in the world is great, but it's not going to do anything for you if you don't have a sense of passion with it. No matter what it is, it can be a passion for winning at a particular game, which I know sometimes is very difficult if you have a competitor that's much better than you. There can be times where we hope for other people, that they will be dislodged from their state of being downtrodden or facing bad times. And those hopes are genuine, but we have to have that sense of emotion with it, that passion, that yes, I do believe that this is going to happen to them, and they are good people, and I send my love out, and I send my faith out. So we establish our hopes, we infuse them with passion, and the third thing we do is persistence. And sometimes we think that I can get from A to B with 10 easy steps. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of seminars out there, and that say 3 ways to, or 5 ways to become a millionaire, to be healthy, to lose 30 pounds. But sometimes when we embark upon that path to reach our objective or accomplish our goal, we think it's going to be 5 easy steps. We get into 5 easy steps and nothing has happened.